Top 5 Soviet commanders most respected and feared by the Wehrmacht at the start of the war. The German High Command, forged in the harsh traditions of the Prussian military school, looked down on the Red Army's leadership. Soviet generals were dismissed as political appointees and barbaric amateurs. But the war forced a re-evaluation. One defeat after another made German officers admit what they never expected. On the eastern side of the front, they were facing not a chaotic horde, but commanders of exceptional class, leaders whose skill, willpower, and strategic vision broke the spine of Hitler's war machine. So which Soviet military minds forced respect and even feared in the minds of the Wehrmacht's commanders? Here is a ranking built on the opinions of the enemy itself. 5th place, a Marshal Ivan Konov, the master of breakthroughs and encirclement, why the Germans feared him. If Zhukov was the hammer of the Red Army, Konov was its rapier. Wehrmacht officers repeatedly noted his ability to detect weak points in what seemed like solid defenses and deliver fast, devastating strikes. His signature style was massive encirclement operations, Soviet versions of the cauldrons the Germans themselves created in 1941. Konov's advance on the Vistula was a masterpiece of operational art. The speed of the breakthrough stunned us and, I suspect, even the Russians. We were helpless against it. Gen. Friedrich Wilhelm von Mellenthin, Chief of Staff, 4th Panzer Army Key Triumph. The KORSUNSHEDCHENKOVSKY Operation 1944, called the Little Stalingrad in the West. 4th place, a Marshal Konstantin Rokossovsky, a genius of defense and anticipation, why the Germans respected him. Rokossovsky earned a reputation as one of the most composed and analytically gifted Soviet commanders. His defensive lines were flexible, elastic, multi-layered, and his counterblows always struck at the moment of maximum effect. Rokossovsky thought several moves ahead. To fight him was to fight the future. Gen. Gotthard Heinrici, commander of the 4th Army Key Triumph. The defense of Moscow 1941, where his army held the line and became a foundation for the first major Soviet counteroffensive. 3rd place, a Marshal Alexander Vasilevsky, the invisible architect of victory, why the Wehrmacht feared him. Soldiers met Zhukov and Konov on the battlefield, but Vasilevsky shattered German plans long before they could be executed. As Chief of the General Staff, he designed and coordinated operations that shaped the entire war on the Eastern Front. Key Triumph. Operation Uranus, the encirclement of Paulus' 6th Army at Stalingrad, the maneuver German generals acknowledged as a strategic masterpiece. Fun fact: Stalin never recalled him from the front for reports. His trust was absolute. Let him work there, that's where he is needed. 2nd place, a Marshal Georgy Zhukov, the fireman of the Eastern Front, why the Germans feared him. Zhukov's arrival on any sector of the front meant one thing: a decisive battle was coming. German intelligence closely monitored his movements because wherever he appeared, the situation was about to turn critical for the Wehrmacht. When Zhukov entered the battlefield, we prepared for the worst. He always struck with purpose, and he always finished what he started. Field Marshal Erich von Manstein lost victories from Moscow to Kursk, from Operation Bagration to Berlin. Zhukov was the man Germany learned to fear. 1st place, a Marshal Ivan Bagramian, the mind that outsmarted the Wehrmacht, the surprise leader of the ranking. Bagramian was feared not for raw power, but for intelligence, unpredictability, and operational finesse. German generals admitted that his maneuvers resembled the best examples of early war German operational art, only faster, deeper, and with more resources. Key Triumph. The Memel Operation 1944, where Bagramian's forces reached the Baltic Sea and isolated the entire German Army Group North, more than 30 divisions, in Kurland. Bagramian was an enigma. He acted as we once did at our best, but with strength we no longer had. His strike toward Memel sealed our fate. Gen. Kurt Tippelskirch. Bagramian proved that the Soviet military school not only learned from its enemy, it surpassed it. Final thought: these 5 commanders forced the Wehrmacht to acknowledge a bitter truth. The Red Army was not simply fighting back, but was outhinking, outmaneuvering, and outgrowing its opponent. Who impressed the German generals the most in your opinion? Whose place in the ranking would you change and who would you add? Share your thoughts in the comments. A history becomes clearer through discussion. If you enjoyed this look from the other side, support the channel with a share and a subscription. More unexpected rankings are on the way.